The Blood of Dawnwalker is one of my most anticipated games. It's made by former Witcher 3 devs, so today I'm gonna go over everything we know about The Blood of Dawnwalker. Hello everyone, I'm CozmicSaber. Let's just get right into it, no more wasting time. The Blood of Dawnwalker is an open-world dark fantasy action RPG made by Rebel Wolves and published by Bandai Namco. They are marketing it as the first chapter in a new saga. It takes place in 14th century Europe in a kingdom called Val Singora, devastated by the Black Death. You play as Coen, a human who is turned into a Dawnwalker. You have 30 days and 30 nights to save your family. This game is being developed on Unreal Engine 5 and will be available on PC, PS5, Xbox Series S, and X. There is no confirmed release date, but I'm guessing no sooner than 2026. We have been promised a gameplay trailer for the summer of 2025 that's right around the corner, with speculations that it's going to be at Summer's Game Fest. More on all of this later. Right now, your focus is saving your younger sister Lunka. She's been stricken with the plague. You are in Val Singora, a gothic valley in the Carpathian Mountains. This is a cold world with heartless rulers who embrace the frosty air with the same coldness. It's much like the real Europe during the many plagues they had. You can't run from your fate. All Coen wanted was help. It is made worse if you have the scent of Black Death oozing off of you. It either kills you, or bulky soldiers hunt you down. They will burn entire villages to the ground in an attempt to control the spread. This predicament struck Coen and his younger sister Lunka. But there's hope. It seems Coen and Lunka are among the lucky few this time. A group of powerful vampires appear, led by the antagonist and our savior, though it seems their goal isn't Coen and his sister. It's to overthrow the feudal lords and subjugate humans. This reality is unknown to you at the moment. Instead, you are left stunned by your sister being saved twice in mere seconds. First from the blade and now from the Black Death. Has God answered your prayers for help? Has he sent his prestigious angels with healing hands? Unfortunately, you must wake from your daydream. This creature that stands before you is no angel. It's the antagonist, Brencis. He's a powerful elder vampire, leader of the uprising, and subjugator of humans. He says,
"Things will be different now for all of you."
Believe me, he meant that. This is the moment that changes everything. Following your interaction with Brencis, you are transformed into a Dawnwalker, a half-vampire who retains the benefits of being human, being able to roam day and night. You still feel the hunger, you still feel the power, and you also still feel the despair of being human. This duality seems to be core to the gameplay and the story, but you becoming a Dawnwalker was seemingly an accident. Luckily, we know why the process didn't turn you into a full vampire. It was the silver mines you worked in. The prolonged exposure gave you argyria, otherwise known as silver poisoning. It saturated your blood with silvers, which mutated the transformation. It seems your hard labor and poor working conditions finally paid off. However, it is currently unknown exactly how or exactly when you were turned into a Dawnwalker, or what the process takes to become a vampire. Speculation on that front includes drinking a vampire's blood like Lunka, or whatever Brencis did to Coen when his eyes went murky white. The last one I know of involves a vampire removing its own teeth and driving it into your heart. Yeah, okay, moving on. Val Singora has suffered many destructive wars, and the spread of Black Death weakened humanity even further. The vampires, who usually lurk in the shadows, saw this as an opening and seized power. After crushing the feudal lords, the antagonist, and actually our savior, Brencis, has put forth an offer to the humans. He will protect humans from the plague, but in exchange he wants human lives. It was a bargain that effectively enslaved the populace. If you're a lucky survivor under Brencis' rule, you must pay a blood tax. People live a daily life of knowing villages are cages, food is scarce, there is a constant fear of night raids. It's an all-around oppressive regime of servitude. This is where the Blood of Dawnwalker truly starts. It's been 2 years since your encounter with Brencis and your half-vampire duality. 2 whole years under vampire rule. But how did this happen? The vampire lord Brencis has taken your family. You must save them, especially your sister Lunka,
From your perspective, you might be the only one who cares enough to attempt it.
This is my speculation, but becoming a Dawnwalker has truly made you a unique entity in this world. No other Dawnwalker has been shown so far, and I'm guessing Brencis has your family as leverage because he wants you to be his mediator, his eyes and ears during the day, and maybe his enforcer because you are a Dawnwalker. Apparently, the environment changes from dusk till dawn.
During the day, the cathedral is a monument to Gothic architecture, but as the sun sets, the fog starts setting in, and it becomes a completely transformed, spooky, almost liminal, cemetery-like space.
This sounds sick. I'm a sucker for nighttime environments. Hopefully they can make nighttime truly scary because, as I'm sure many of you know, nighttime in a lot of games is just a darker daytime.
Here's what we know so far about the gameplay and mechanics of the Blood of Dawnwalker. This is a single-player open-world dark fantasy action RPG. The combat is visceral, meaning you can expect melee and hand-to-hand combat encounters that feel weighty, brutal, and immersive while blending in Coen's vampiric abilities. Depending on the time of day, you have different skills and abilities. Here, Brencis is using the ability to vanish or transform into a black cloud or mist. Bakir, the Mongolian vampire, can be seen using brutal hand-to-hand combat. And we see Xanthi using multiple blood abilities, one of which looks like a blood whip and one that can make you rupture. We get to see melee combat from Ambrush. I'd imagine his combat is what our default playstyle will look like. We know that there is an ability to cause some degree of mind control or immobilization. We saw the ability to cure the Black Death. These are all cool and impressive abilities, but keep in mind, you are not an overpowered protagonist. I felt that I wanted to do a game which would not be a game about like a normal, let's say, superhero, which we know from Marvel movies. It's hard to do those stories because you are just stronger and stronger and stronger. So I searched for an idea for the hero, which would be near the ground or grounded. But also, I wanted to give some kind of superhero to the player. That's why I designed a protagonist who in the day is a human with all the weaknesses of a human being. They have said there will be magic, but it also won't be over the top like you'd see in many other games. Our magic is less flashy than that used in pure fantasy settings, and quite rare, said the studio. It revolves around the occult, rituals, amulets, relics, and summonings, rather than fireballs or lightning bolts.
The Blood of Dawnwalker is a narrative sandbox with multiple endings. You can kill off a lot of NPCs, even really important ones. I absolutely love when games let you do this. It's a battle between embracing your humanity or your newly found freedom through your vampiric powers.
While it is open world, the developers are not trying to break records with the map size. Actually, they want the world to be smaller in scale so you feel like you know the place. But when the world is a bit smaller and you explore it more calmly and more relaxed, you kind of get to memorize these places, and it feels more like you actually know the place. It makes you feel like you're more inhabited.
I agree, many games fall prey to their map size, so let's hope their map is more dense with fresh content instead of filler content that no one actually wants to do. This leads me to the next gameplay mechanic you need to know about. Time.
In this game, time is a commodity. I'd say it's the most consequential and controversial mechanic they designed in the game. Let me explain. You have 30 days and 30 nights to complete the main objective/story. Each quest advances a certain amount of time, but here's the kicker. At some point, it was decided that the concept of a side quest and a main quest is not a thing for the Blood of Dawnwalker. Let me explain. You have 30 days and 30 nights to complete the main objective/story. Each quest advances a certain amount of time, but here's the kicker. At some point, it was decided that the concept of a side quest and a main quest is not a thing for the Blood of Dawnwalker. They have called this game experimental, so there are simply just quests in the game, so even traditional side quests can push the clock forward. Story outcomes can be different depending on the time of day, and it's impossible to do everything. So, no two playthroughs will be identical. Rebel Wolves wants you to prioritize what you want out of your playthrough. Save Lunka and your family, help the resistance, or hunt Brencis. Luckily, exploring the world doesn't make the clock tick, so you are free to roam. It was mentioned that it will always be clearly telegraphed to you if an activity moves time forward, and by how much you will have control over it.
I'm gonna be honest, this makes me worried. When I play open world games, I'm the type of player who does the main quest in the beginning, but quickly gets distracted by doing all the side quests until I get bored. And then I'm like, oh yeah, there's a main story. Let me get back to that. So it puts a little bit of a damper on my playstyle, but it's not the end of the world. And honestly, I'm okay with trying something new.
The last big mechanic we need to talk about is blood hunger. It's not a vampire game if you're not craving blood, right? In the Blood of Dawnwalker, you will experience overwhelming blood cravings if you go too long without feeding. This is tracked via a blood meter. If you're not mindful of that meter, unexpected and sometimes very messy things can happen. If you don't feed to maintain control, you can end up killing NPCs and essential characters, leading to unanticipated outcomes.
We don't know every character that will be in this game, but we do have the backstories of the characters that were in the trailer, so here is everything we know about each of them.
Coen. Born to a peasant family as the oldest of 4 siblings, Coen's childhood was not easy. He started working in the silver mines alongside his father when he was still a kid. As an intelligent and curious child, he dreamt of adventure and traveling out of the valley, away from his chores and family obligations. He never did. He knows his family needs him to survive and he cannot abandon them. Gaining vampiric powers turned his life upside down and terrifies him, but it also gives him the means to become free from the constraints and duties placed upon him. They are implying that while it is Coen's desire and responsibility to save his family, you could in fact choose a different path because you are free from the constraints and duties placed upon you. The narrative director said, "Coen is not your typical game protagonist. He's a young guy who at heart is emotional. He can get vulnerable. He's honest about how he feels." Personally, that description makes me a bit nervous. I'm not here to dive into culture war shenanigans, but I've noticed a trend of emotional male leads in recent games. That can be great if handled well, but it can also be irritating if they never evolve. For example, Be It Not Perfect, Anakin Skywalker was described similarly as emotional, vulnerable, and while I love Star Wars, I remember thinking he was really annoying at times. So I'm concerned that if Coen stays in that similar emotional space for the entire campaign, I might find him tiring to play. On the flip side, a hero who actually shows fear and doubt can be compelling too. If the game gives him room to grow, I'll be watching Coen's character arc closely. Will he learn to harness his vulnerability and become a stronger leader? Or will he stay stuck in the emo Annie mode? That can make or break the game for me. Lunka. Little is known about her at this time. We know that she is the protagonist Coen's younger sister. As of right now, she serves mainly as a plot device in the trailer. She may reappear as a NPC because it is Coen's goal to save his family, including her from Brencis. Now, this is speculation, but it also seems that Brencis saved her life to use her as proof that he can protect humans from the Black Death. On to the vampires. First, you should know that the amount of vampire teeth matters in this game. Our vampire teeth keep growing throughout their lives. Instead of sharp teeth, they have a series of needle-like fangs, often emerging from different parts of their skull as they age. Okay, let's start with Brencis. Born in the Roman Empire under the name Caius Boreetnos Laurentius, AD 131, to a noble family who owned a massive latifundia, Brencis was destined for greatness. He joined the rank of senators and quickly rose to the top of Roman officialdom, with ambitions to become the next consul. He was on the right track to make it happen, if only he was not turned into a vampire. In a blink of an eye, he fell from the very top of the social ladder to its very bottom, but his hunger for power remained. So he is the antagonist of the story, and an elder vampire. Brencis is a charismatic tyrant who sees humans as mere livestock. He saved Coen and his younger sister Lunka, but it seems it wasn't because he has a gentle heart. He conquered the human regime and established a new hierarchy. He wants to expand the vampire dominion, enforce his blood tax, and maintain his subjugation of humans. He is the only one who has been shown to be able to cure the Black Death. So how can the humans of this world rebel against them if they want salvation?
I think they're doing a great job building these characters, and Brencis is without a doubt the most compelling so far.
Bakir. Some men just want to see the world burn, and Bakir is one of them. As human, he spent decades galloping across the dry steppes of Central Asia, burning, trampling, and pillaging as he went. He thirsted for blood even before he was turned. For centuries, he hid in the shadows and resented it. Bakir likes being the center of attention. He wants people to know his name and tremble as they hear it.
He sounds a lot like Blackbeard from One Piece.
Ambush. It's only recently that Ambush has turned, and so he has something to prove. Ambitious and thrilled with his newly acquired powers, there's nothing he will shy away from. No red line he won't cross. His gleaming armor and perfectly coiffed hair make Ambush look like a nobleman, but his origins couldn't be humbler. His life as a human was hard, full of pain and humiliation. Now he's more than ready to settle the score with the world and all who spurred him.
It's obvious he just turned. Look how few teeth he has. It's almost like a typical vampire mouth. I have a feeling this is the guy we fight first. Because he's the new guy, but more importantly, he has something to prove. He clearly wants to look noble and feel superior, so of course he's gonna think the newer guy is beneath him, but we'll see.
Xanthi. Xanthi is old. Older than seems possible. She was a priestess once on a remote Greek island. Her body bears the witness to the ravages of time, as does her mind, hearing voices from beyond the pale, muttering under her breath. At first glance, she might seem insane. The truth couldn't be more different. She understands the true nature of the world better than anyone. And deep down, she's terrified. She may very well be older than Brencis based on the number of teeth she has.
I'll keep this outro brief because we spent enough time here and this has been a long video. The Blood of Dawnwalker is without a doubt a game I'm looking to get my hands on. It's obvious they have something special cooking. Remember, they promised a gameplay trailer this summer, so once that lands, I'll break it down, so hit the notification bell. Look, if you made it this far, I would imagine you found this video engaging or helpful. If so, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe because it helps me out a lot. I'm also planning to live stream on Twitch sooner rather than later, so please head over there and give me a follow. Okay, that's it for today. If you need something else to watch, please click the video on screen now. Thanks for watching. I'm CozmicSaber, and I'll see you in the next video. That's good enough, brother. We're done. I don't give a fuck.